Advanced accountancy is a vanilla MCOM course because basically it is a continuation of the BCom course of the Mumbai University, which is a general course in commerce. When we are talking about the career prospects in accountancy as a specialization, then we must all know, or we must all be aware that the job of an accountant is universal as far as any economy is concerned. Not only Indian economy, but any economy in the world, you will find the job of an accountant is a universal job. All institutions, organizations, whether they be in the private sector or in the public sector, you will find accountants are employed almost everywhere. That is, there would not be a single institution, private, public, or cooperative institution, where accountants are not appointed. So the job of an accountant is a universal job. And therefore, the career prospects as far as the accountant is concerned, it has practically no limit because it covers the entire economy. Now, to begin with, let us look at what kind of job profile a postgraduate student would be looking at. For example, if you're finishing your graduation and post-graduation, you may be placed as an assistant accountant. That is an entry-level job. Assistant accountant is an entry-level job in all the sectors of the economy, private, public, as well as the cooperative sector. And you, as far as our Indian economy is concerned, we all know that we have a huge unorganized sector. Only 7% of our labor force is employed in the organized sector, whereas 93% of our labor force is employed in the unorganized sector. And there's a huge amount of difference in terms of salary, perks, allowances, etc., job conditions, working conditions in these two sectors. So when you're looking at the career prospects, you must be looking at the organized sector of the economy. The unorganized sector has got a wide variety as far as salary structure and working conditions are concerned. Now, the assistant accountant, he goes on to become the accountant after a few years of experience. Then you may become a senior account executive. Then there are jobs available in the market as cashier. Now, 1, 2, 3, 4, serial number 1, 2, 3, 4, you will find generally BCom graduates and even postgraduates may be appointed in these positions. But when you are a personal finance consultant, then the skill and competency required from an accounts graduate is slightly different. As a personal finance consultant, you will be giving your consultancy services to individuals who are looking for making investments, either in the capital market or the money market, right? So a personal finance consultant, ideally BCom or a postgraduate, would also be required to have some good knowledge about the money market and the capital market, how they function, what are the various instruments which are available as investment opportunities for individuals and institutions in the country. This includes also the insurance sector. So basically the money in the capital market, I would say the insurance sector, the mutual funds, the stock market, right? These are the areas where people, individuals and institutions, they look for investment opportunities and avenues. The personal finance consultant should be competent enough to advise individuals to make proper investments given their risk profile and given their income levels and stage of life they are in, whether they're young person, middle-aged persons, or old age person. These are the various stages of life. And as a personal finance consultant, you should be able to create the right portfolio mix for these various types of individuals coming from various income categories of our economy. Then you can be offered a job.
PPT.
Hello?
PPT is not shown. Huh?
PPT is not visible?
No, sir, it is not yet opened. Please open, sir.
It is not open, but I have opened it. I have shared it.
It is not visible for us.
Okay.
Thank you.
Let me do it once again. Is it now visible? Hello?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now it is visible? Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah. So the next job profile that you can look forward is that of a business consultant. Now, this is at a much higher level, right? The MCOM postgraduate need to further specialize and improve upon his education and skills to become a business consultant. This will be like advising companies, organizations to set up new projects, and also to manage those projects. So as a business consultant, you would be normally required to have MBA in finance, right? So it's slightly specialized and than what an MCOM degree can equip a person to deal such a topic, right? So that is business consultant. Then you have teachers. There are no more lecturers now. They are appointed as assistant professors in colleges and teachers in schools, right? So in schools also, maybe at the 11th and 12th standard level, that is senior higher secondary level, accountancy is taught as a subject, and in colleges it is also taught as a subject. But the people appointed here, they are appointed as lecturers. Sorry, they are appointed as assistant professors. Now here, the MCOM degree is not enough because there are certain conditions here. You need to have a minimum of 55% marks at your post-graduation level. Then you also need to pass the national eligibility test and the state eligibility test to become eligible to be appointed as an assistant professor in colleges. As far as junior colleges or higher secondary is concerned, along with your master's degree with a second class, that is about 50% marks, you also need a B.Ed degree, Bachelor in Education degree, to qualify as a teacher in junior colleges, right? And all those guys who are looking at the educational sector, that is colleges and universities, to start their career as assistant professors, I must tell you that the circumstances and the times have changed. Today is a situation where your MCOM with 55% marks and national eligibility test or state eligibility test is not enough. You must also have a PhD degree, if not at the entry level, but in the first, let us say, first few years of your career as an assistant professor, you are required to have a PhD degree in your relevant subject here in commerce. Only then you will have prospects in the career as a professor in colleges or universities. So that is teachers and assistant professor. Then financial analyst. To become a financial analyst, again, MCOM may not be enough, because the right kind of course to become a financial analyst in our country, we have MBA Finance, and then we have many courses which are run by the stock exchanges. For example, the National Stock Exchange of India and the Bombay Stock Exchange, they have institutes, in-house institutes, which run various types of courses in finance. And if you qualify those courses, of course, those courses are very expensive, If you qualify those courses, you become a financial analyst. MBA in finance can equip you to become a financial analyst. And then in our country, we have the Institute of Chartered Financial Analysts of India, which have centers all over the country. If you get admission there, you can become a CFA, Chartered Financial Analyst, and your entry-level job will be that of a financial analyst. But this is a very high-level job. We are not talking about MCOM graduates. Maybe MCOM graduates after having a lot of experience, 15, 20 years of experience, and excellent MCOM graduates may aspire to become financial analysts towards the end of their careers. So also business analyst or corporate analyst, and then we have investment banker. Investment banker, typically they work for mutual funds. And here again, the skill, the education that is required to become an investment banker is of a very high level. Very high levels of specializations are required to become investment banker. Again, the MCOM degree is not enough, right? Then marketing manager, yes, the MCOM postgraduates can aspire to become marketing managers, provided they have the knowledge of marketing management, or they have taken management as a specialization in their post-graduation, that is in MCOM in management. Finance manager, yes, the MCOM postgraduates can aspire to become finance managers. Operation managers, yes, provided you have good mathematical skills, you can also become an operations manager. So job profile of an MCOM in advanced accountancy, of this 15 types of job profiles, 1 to, let us say, 8 job profiles are clearly available for you. And from 9 to 15, you require some kind of specialization, some higher level of knowledge and skills to aspire to be in the category 9 to, let us say, 15. Now, the areas of employment, as I said in the beginning, all sectors in the economy requires accountants. So banks, private sector banks, government banks, and you have cooperative banks, right? Foreign banks and Indian private sector banks. All banks, they appoint accountants, and the largest number of accountants you will see that they are employed in the financial sector of the economy. So consulting jobs, we had discussed about this consulting jobs in the earlier slide. The corporate sector is the largest employer of accountants in the country. Educational institutes, research associates with consulting firms. You may look forward to become a research associate with a consulting firm. Again, when you are talking about research associates, you should have good mathematical skills to think of or to dream of becoming a research associate, and thereafter carry forward your career in the relevant sector as a person who is conducting research. Then we have import and export companies. Indian civil services, they require only a graduation. They don't require post-graduation. But when you appear for the examination of Indian civil services, the level of knowledge that is actually required to get through this examination is post-graduation. The graduation level knowledge is not enough to crack this examination. So ideally, you got to be a postgraduate to be able to crack the Indian Civil Services examination. These are this will give you very good career opportunity, a very good beginning as far as your career is concerned. That is Indian Civil Services. Then finance, commerce, and the banking sector, insurance industry, customs department. Then we have specialized services like Indian Statistical Services and Indian Economic Services, who also employ a large number of accountants every year, right? Now let us look at what kind of salary postgraduates and graduates, accountants in our country get. Typically, the entry level salary will be beginning rupees 30,000, in the range of rupees 30,000 to rupees 50,000, right? Now, this is the average salaries in the country. And as I told you earlier, that we have a large unorganized sector in our country, and we have an organized sector. The organized sector consists of the government sector, that is the public sector plus government offices and government institutes. And then we have a private corporate sector where the average salary will be in the range of rupees 30,000 to rupees 50,000. But as far as the unorganized sector is concerned, there the salary ranges are much lesser. You may also begin there at the, let us say, rupees 10,000 per month also. That is as far as the unorganized sector is concerned. So to look for a career as an accountant with a graduation or a post-graduation, you should be looking at the organized sector of the economy, right? And to be employed in the organized sector, you require a little higher level of skills, higher level of English language proficiency, higher level of knowledge to enter the corporate sector and to also enter the public sector or the government sector. Now, teaching is a very attractive option for an MCOM postgraduate. If you have the relevant qualification, the 55% condition, if you are fulfilling, you have passed the national eligibility test or the state eligibility test. And if you are lucky enough to pass the interview, the starting salary for an assistant professor is rupees 75,000 per month. And that means about rupees 9 lakh per annum. So that is a very good salary for an MCOM postgraduate to begin with, as far as the career in education is concerned. But that requires very good skill as a communicator. You need to be qualified and get that job, right? The average salary of an MCOM degree holder in India is rupees 3,75,000 per annum. Now that translates into rupees 30,000 plus kind of per annum. In foreign countries, if you are looking for going overseas, you want to search jobs in the Gulf countries, in the United States, in Europe, in Australia, then of course the salary levels are much higher because they are the advanced countries, and advanced countries definitely they will give you more salaries than what India can offer, right? Now, experience and salary in India. If you are in the range of 0 to 5 years of experience, typically you will get rupees 3.1 lakh per annum, right? 3.1 lakh per annum. LPA is 1 lakh per annum. 5 to 10 years, your salary would be rupees 3.1 to 5.8 lakh per annum, right? 10 to 20 years, rupees 5.8 to rupees 10 lakh per annum. Again, this salary you will only get in the organized sector of the economy and not in the unorganized sector. All listeners should know the difference between organized and unorganized sector. If you do not know, you may ask me the question, organized and unorganized sector, right? You can also ask these questions after my presentation is over and after the talk is over. There will be a question answer session where you will be free to ask any question as far as today's topic is concerned. Now, let us look at the salary comparison by education. Now, this data is pertaining to India, and this data is pertaining to the year 2020, year which has gone by, right? So look here, you can very clearly see that the bars are going up and up as the level of education also goes up. If your high school, that is SSC or 10th standard or matriculation, then you are looking at a salary in the range of 14 to 15,000 rupees per month. INR is Indian rupees, right? So once you have a certificate course in accountancy or a diploma course in accountancy, or maybe you have done your higher secondary, there is a small change in your salary. There is a 17% rise there. So higher the education that you get, higher is the salary that is offered to the accountant in India, right? So moving from the certificate or diploma course, or let us say the higher secondary education, if you have a bachelor's degree, that is BCom, Bachelor of Commerce degree, then the difference is 45% difference from 17,100 rupees average salary, you go to rupees 24,800. That is about 25,000 per month kind of salary you get with a bachelor's degree. And then the master's degree offer you still 31% more package, and that is rupees 32,600 rupees per month in India. These are the figures for the year 2020. So 2021 has just begun, and there should not be any big change as far as 2021 is concerned. So this is the kind of salary that you are looking forward to as far as a career in accountancy is concerned. Average salary increment in India, typically you get a 12% increment per annum, right? So whatever you salary you draw the previous year, the next year, you'll be getting about 12% increase, but this increase is on an average given after every 15 months. Now, these figures are for the private sector, private corporate sector. As if you're working in the government sector, then you get an increment every year. After completion of every year, the day on which you are appointed, on the same day next year, you are eligible for an increment as far as the government sector is concerned, right? So typically, July is the month in the government sector when the increments are given. So every employee gets an increment every year, but in the government sector, the increment is 3%, right? But this 3% is on the basic pay, whereas in the private sector, the increment is 12%, and that is on the total pay, right? So that difference is there in the private sector and the government sector. But comparing the government sector and the private sector in India, the government sector is any day better. The government is a better paymaster than the private sector in India on an average. It is only the private corporate sector, the multinational corporations, only these organizations, they pay very high salaries. But on an average, the government sector in India is a better paymaster than the private sector. That you must be aware of. Now, this here you will find there is some gender discrimination. I mean, we must be having a lot of female participants in today's seminar, and this is something that will make them a little unhappy. We find that typically male accountants, their salary is 14% higher than female accountants. So here we look at men, they get on an average 23,500 rupees salary, whereas women get 20,500 rupees salary. So there is a little bit of gender discrimination, and this gender discrimination, unfortunately, this is all over the world. This is in India, and this is much higher in Asian countries. India is an Asian country. The reason for this discrimination is historical. This discrimination, we will have to wait for many more years for this discrimination to go. But again, I must tell you that this discrimination is only in the private sector. in the government sector, there is absolute equality between men and women as far as salary, perks, and other allowances are concerned. So the government sector, uh, it does not discriminate between men and women, and it does not discriminate on any other natural or man-made consideration, on the basis of any other consideration. So all are equal as far as the government sector is concerned. So there is no gender discrimination in the government sector. Average salaries and jobs. Now again, these salaries are, we are looking at the private corporate sector. Accountant, 2.2 lakhs per annum. That translates into, let us say, how much? 16,000 rupees, 16 to 17,000 rupees per month. Finance manager, 10 lakhs. But finance manager, you got to have very good skills, some specialization after your post-graduation in aspects of finance, and maybe an MBA degree would be required to be appointed as a finance manager and get a salary of rupees 10 lakhs per annum. That is about 80,000 rupees per month. 8 12 are 96. Financial analyst, again, the salary is 3.9 lakh per annum, but that is a beginner's salary. Senior accountant, 3.7 lakh. This again, all these salaries are as far as the private sector, private organized sector is concerned. Now, salary offered by top companies in India. Now, I have taken a few representative companies who had offered salary in the year 2020. Genpact, this is 2 lakhs per annum to 10 lakhs per annum. So Genpact as a company has offered rupees 2 lakh per annum to up to rupees 10 lakh per annum. That is the range of salary. WNS Global Services, rupees 5 lakh per annum to rupees 11 lakh per annum. Tata Consultancy Services, 2.3 to 12 lakh per annum. Tata Motors, 92,000, K stands for 1,000. So rupees 92,000 to rupees 21 lakh per annum. So you have a huge range of salary as far as the private corporate sector is concerned, that you can very clearly see here. Wipro Technologies Limited, 5.2 lakhs to 21 lakhs per annum. Now, when you are looking at the higher range of salaries, they are typically offered to highly experienced individuals, right? And on the left-hand side, you have the beginning salary. That is, of course, the beginners. They get the kind of salary that has been put here in the on the left-hand side. Top recruiters in India 2020, S Bank, Canara Bank, Exim Bank. So a lot of banks there, Snapdeal. This is an e-commerce company, right? Huge amount of career prospects are available as far as electronic commerce is concerned. And not only because we are living in the time of pandemic, but we are also living in the age of information, right? And e-commerce, electronic commerce is going to be the order of the day. Most of the jobs are going to be in the field of e-commerce. Working from home is going to be the new normal as far as not only Indian economy is concerned, but all the economies in the world. Working from home is going to be the new normal, which means electronic commerce is going to be the new avenue of employment opportunities. Hindustan Unilever Limited, Nestle India, Cadbury India, Asian Paints. These are the top recruiters of accountants in our country. Now I come to my college, Dr. T.K. Tope College. We have our MCOM department, which comes under a new institution, which was set up in the year 2015, Sir M.S. Gosavi Institute of Postgraduate Studies and Research. We have named this institute in the name of the Secretary General of our Gokhale Education Society, Sir Dr. M.S. Gosavi. In his honor, we started this institute in 2015. And so far, we have completed 5 batches. 5 postgraduate batches have gone from our institute. What kind of advantages a student can look forward when he or she decides to take admission in Sir M.S. Gosavi Institute of Postgraduate Studies and Research? Number 1 is a trained and experienced and friendly faculty. We have highly qualified, highly experienced, and a friendly faculty available, which can take care of all the difficulties, all the problems of students, provided the students, they come forward, they open up, they speak about the difficulties. Our faculty is always available to help them. So that is not a problem. The most important feature of our program of MCOM Advanced Accountancy is we conduct regular lectures, both offline and online, throughout the year. And I, as vice principal of the college, I must tell you that we complete the syllabus in all the papers that we teach as far as the course is concerned, the program is concerned. So syllabus is not left incomplete. Everything is taken care of. If you have the willingness to learn, and if you are regular in the classroom, whether online or offline, you will be equipped with the adequate level of knowledge to find good prospects as far as the industry is concerned. The bar is flexible, which means, the faculty, and there are many faculty members, I think, here in the seminar who are participating, they will also agree with me that the faculty will deliver only what you are able to absorb as a student, right? So if you raise your bar, if you are a regular reader of the newspaper, you read books, you do your homework, you study, you know the subject slightly better, right? You will be able to interact with the faculty. And if you create a slightly higher level of awareness, if you come with a slightly higher level of awareness in the classroom, the quality of teaching will automatically go up, right? So it all depends upon the students, how much students are equipped with the knowledge. They must have questions. If you will have questions only if you study, otherwise you will have no questions, right? So if you come with little bit of study, and if you come with little bit of awareness, the sessions that we conduct online and offline, they will be interactive, they will be more productive, more useful, and they will definitely take you forward. So the bar can be raised provided you come equipped with the required level of knowledge, right? So that is why I'm saying the bar is flexible, right? If you come for the MCOM Advanced Accountancy course, and you do not have the basic knowledge of accountancy or the basic knowledge of economics, right? Naturally, the bar will be lowered. Okay, so when we are doing our postgraduate studies, we must bear in mind that I have finished my graduation and I must have the knowledge of a graduate. If you do not have, then there is a problem, right? So entering at a higher level of education, MCOM, the master's degree, is the highest level of education that the country can give you. Post-graduation is the highest level of education, not only in India, all over the world, right? So once you become a postgraduate, you have finished your education. The education is over, right? Thereafter, some may go for research work and get a PhD, but that is research work. That is not education. So as far as education and careers are concerned, so you get post graduation, which is the highest level of education as far as India or anywhere else is concerned, right? So you must be having uh, the kind of knowledge the degree demands. If you do not have that knowledge, then making a career, not only in accountancy, but also in any other area of life, it is going to be difficult. The next very important feature of our college is we have written electronic books in all major courses, right? Our teachers have written electronic books in all the courses, and these electronic books are uploaded on our website, www.tktope.nightcollege.in. You can visit this website, you can download these electronic books. They are free. You can study them at home, come to the class prepared, and shoot your questions, as many as you want, right? Our teachers, our faculty will be ready to answer. So that is a very attractive feature of our college as far as our college is concerned, electronic books. Then we have a very resourceful library with text and reference books. Huge library with large number of books. You can always avail these books, take these books home, study them, and you can also, if you need some particular kind of books, you can also tell the faculty that these are the books that we want, uh, that the library should have. We guarantee you, we ensure you that if you demand some books, we will definitely get those books in our library. But our library is self-sufficient, adequate, and it is replenished periodically. Every year, we spend lakhs of rupees buying books, text and reference books. So that is not a problem. Books are not a problem. Then our faculty will give you personal attention to the problems of whatever problems, whether the problems are related to attending classes, whether the problems are related to the study or financial problems. We give personal attention and we try to solve your problems to the extent that is possible in the given limitations of our life. Finally, we also have a placement program where we try to place our postgraduates much before they finish their post-graduation studies, right? So these are the various aspects of the course. I have, I think, I have spent about an hour's time talking about career prospects as far as MCOM advanced accountancy is concerned. I have come to close. I must thank Professor Pankaj Padangle, coordinator for the MCOM program, Principal V.B. Rokde, for giving me this opportunity to be a resource person for today's webinar on the subject. Thank you. And I'm now open for further questions, and I would like to hand over now the session back to our coordinator, Professor Pankaj Padangle. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Your nice and kind words.
Hmm.
Now, friends, into today's day-to-day age, getting a BCom degree is not compulsory for a commerce students. It is not enough. Master of Commerce, it means the MCom, is a popular 2 years post-graduation degree after we are offering, and the various kinds of universities also offering the same degrees. Its curriculum is level from the concept and that you learn about in a BCom program. Typically, students opted for MCom qualification to delve the deeper into the professions where as a accounting, taxation, banking, finance, insurance, and sir has covered all the areas of accountancy, and it includes the profile, salaries, status, employment opportunities. It is a eyes open lecture, and may I request our principal, Professor V.B. Rokde, please. share some few words.
Thank you, sir. Uh, Organizer and coordinator of today's webinar for I'm in the meeting now. Sorry for the interruption. So, Professor Pankaj Pandagre, coordinator of today's webinar. Uh, Speaker for today's webinar was our Vice Principal, Professor Krishnan sir, and all the participants. There are more than 80 participants who attended earlier. It was 93. However, uh, all the participants, listeners, on behalf of the college, I appreciate your participation first, and also your keen interest in this webinar. I hope whatever lecture is delivered today and basic information given to you by our uh, staff members, experienced staff members, is enough for this webinar. Professor Krishnan has given vast variety of the job profiles he put before you. As he told you just now, in a traditional setup, PG is the final degree. Of course, there are other degrees also, MPhil, PhD, but these degrees are based on research. Therefore, uh, in any PG degree, you will get more knowledge, more perfection, and therefore, PG is important for the student to make career properly. Professor Krishnan also uh, touch to some aspects of education fields like there are vast varieties of educational fields after having this BCom or MCom degree. Basically, if you want to become a assistant professor, you will have to complete or clear NET or SET, which is a NET is a national level exam test, and SET is a state level test uh, in your concerned subject. Our state level test, which is known as a SET exam, uh, Goa state is also included in this SET exam. So when you clear the SET of Maharashtra state eligibility test, you can work in Goa state also. So you are eligible to work in Goa state as an assistant professor. He just told you that starting salary of assistant professor is 75,000 in Mumbai. In other areas, it will be little less, 8 to 10,000 less, and the range is very high. So there are four more stages during the 5 years gap, at least 5 years to 10 years gap, and last salary means after 25 years you will get more than 2 lakh per month. So this is the um, these are the stages in the lecturer assistant professor's uh, job. He has covered all the aspects of job profiles, private sectors and government sectors. In private sector, there your performance should be um, noted, and therefore performance level, if if it is very high, you will get more salary. Target will be given to you. So this is the today's scenario. And if you are interested in MCOM, as you have joined this webinar, uh, we assume that you are um, interested in MCOM because of you like this subject most. So when you are interested, your results will be more better. And therefore, in our college, as our college features also highlighted before you, so our is a government aided college, means government is given grant to us, but this MCOM course is unaided. However, all the concessions which are given by the government to government aided college, all concessions are available to all of you. For SC, ST, OBC categories, we have scholarships. So they need not pay more fees for the college. Free shifts are also there. All activities which are there in the college or um, um, undergraduate college which are available, all other activities are also there in PG level. As you know, as of now, we are in online mode, but whenever we start offline, you will see the uh, exact features which are there, the uh, things which are available in our college, infrastructure you can see. But when you involve in the admission process, after having admission, after completion of your admission, you may visit our college so that you can see the uh, exact picture of our saying and putting before you. We have full-time coordinator Professor Pankaj Pandakar is doing this job very well. Our results are good. Our college is ISO certified college for 3 times, more than 3 times. We have entered in the fourth cycle now. The same case is with National Accreditation and Assessment Council. This is a Bengaluru-based national uh, institute set up by the central government, and this institute accredited different colleges on the basis of the quality. So there are so many aspects or criteria. On the basis of the different criteria, this institute assess the quality of the college, and on that basis they are giving different grades. So we have received B grade. So there are A, B, C. These are the main grades, and now we are in a sound position. Our PG section also created a WhatsApp group, so all important things, notices, information you will get on the group. Timing is suitable for you. Our is an evening college, means night college, and when you complete your date um, day-to-day job, you can easily come to our college. Uh, we have spent, we have given the best slot of the timing, that is 6 to 8:30 likewise. And if you want any change, you can contact with the concerned coordinator. He will adjust your timing also. Then our college falls in between, means suburban train and central and western train. It is near KM Hospital, and therefore it is very easily accessible to you. So, considering all these factors, I would suggest to you, whenever results will out, you will have to contact our college. So Professor Pandagale will give his number, phone number. College phone number also will also be shared to you, and you, without any hesitation, you can ask questions. You can involve in this activity, which is good for you. Uh, Professor Pandagale invited me for this uh, webinar as a chairman of this webinar. I must say thanks to him and his team. And once again, I uh, welcome you all who have participated in this seminar, and best of luck for your future plans. Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Your valuable guidance. Now, may I request Krishnan sir? We will do the question answer session, and for that purpose, if you have participants, if you have any query, any questions related to the accountancy prospects or MCOM related questions, you can ask. I got one questions from chat box. How to get job placement? This question asked by one of the student. Sir, Krishnan sir, please answer. How to get job
Yes.
placement?
How to find a job placement? A large number of placement companies. If you are from Mumbai, in the Mumbai city, there are a large number of placement companies. You must go there. You can do your registration online. Once you get registered there, you also have to give your curriculum vitae, that is CV or biodata. And then if you are suitable and good enough, they will call you for various interviews and you can find your placement. No, placement is not an issue for the right person. That is not a problem. So there are a large number of placement companies.
No,
You can access the internet, find the placement companies. They are spread all over the city. They're not only in the Churchgate, Mumbai beauty area, but also you will find across the city, you will find placement agencies. And I would advise you to register your name in a placement agency which does not take any money for registration. Only register your name in an agency where the registration is free and the placements are offered. Don't go for registration to any placement company who will ask money for registration. Thank you.
Krishnan sir,
Ah,
we have our own placement cell in our college.
yeah, we also have our own placement cell.
We are also organizing such type of activities
Hmm.
in our college. We invite those people who are interested in hire the students which are which have completed BCom or doing MCom. So such type of people are visiting our college, and we are providing them this facility. So this student might have asked the question on this line. So whether there is any placement cell in your college. So the answer is yes. There is a proper placement cell, and this committee is there. So committee works on that line.
Yes,
Thank you, sir.
that is there.
So one more question: how to get job in banking placement?
I think Pankaj, you should answer that question.
Now here, banking placements, there are number of banks, their website available. If you go to any particular bank website, they are provided the one of the portal about the placement and training. If you see the private banks, Axis banks, then ICICI Bank, SDFC Bank, in that particular bank, they have their own training and the placement programs. So you have to go there, see the website, what kinds of requirements are there. Generally, they require the PG students. Some students are MBA students. Such kinds of students, they easily absorb. So you have to search these areas. Okay, any other, do you have any questions? Any other questions?
Suraj Gupta is asking how to get a job placement. Again, the question is repeated. I would like to say again, Principal Sir has already said that we have a placement cell in our college. But in addition, how to get a job placement, Pankaj Sir also gave you the answer that on the net, you can access all the companies and all major companies in our country, whether they are Indian companies or multinationals or government companies, on their website, you will have an icon called placement. You click the icon, find out the kind of vacancies available there. You can upload your biodata there and wait for their reply. Or as I said earlier, there are professional placement agencies where if they find you suitable enough, they will definitely find a placement for you. So that is the answer as far as placement is concerned. But I must tell you that your most important thing to be eligible to work in the private corporate sector, organized private corporate sector, is your basic skill as an accountant plus your English language skills. The two skills are very important. General awareness is also extremely important. Your accounting skill should be up to date, and you should have good conversational English knowledge to be of value to the private organized corporate sector.
Sir, one more question.
Yes, sir.
After cracking SETNET exam, what will be the procedure to become an assistant professor? Is there any experience required to become
I
assistant
think
professor?
Principal Rokde will be able to answer that.
No experience is required, but if you have some experience in any college as a clock basis teacher, assistant professor, whatever may be, that will be count, that will be addition in your career, in your profile. But legally, as per the rule, no experience is required. 55% marks at PG level, only PG level, not undergraduate level. Undergraduate level, it should be more than 45%.
Sound has gone.
If you are right, are you getting
We are losing the sound.
now? Hello.
Okay, can you hear me?
Yes, it is audible, sir. Audible.
Are you
Sir,
getting?
principal, sir, it is audible.
Okay, okay. 55% marks at PG level is required. Then NET or SET, as I told just now, or PhD. If you are a PhD student, you have completed PhD, you are also eligible for this assistant professorship. And uh, there are so many commerce colleges in Mumbai, so job opportunity is already there in Mumbai. In our college, our intake capacity is 60. This should be this should be noted for this interesting to those who are interested to take admission in your college. So intake capacity is only 60 students, and we are going to give admission on the first come first serve basis. So try to uh, try to take the proper knowledge of this MCOM, and then apply for the admission. Thank you.
Sir, one more question. In our college, conduct any kind of UPSC or MPSC related lectures or program?
Now, we do conduct some awareness lectures on MPSC and UPSC examinations. But I would suggest any student who is looking forward to a career either in MPSC or UPSC, he should be extremely serious about his studies. You should have a lot of time to study, because you will not be able to crack these examinations unless you are very thorough with your studies, both your academic degrees, that is graduation or post-graduation, plus the specialized study that you will have to undertake to pass the Public Service Commission examinations. I would make a suggestion that you should enroll yourself for a very high quality coaching coaching service, right? Only then you will be able to crack this examination. If you take it lightly, sit at home and do some studies, or try to attend a few lectures here and there, that is not going to help you to pass UPSC or MPSC examinations, right? So there are specialized institutes in the city who conduct training courses to appear for this examination. I would suggest take admission in those places and do your studies seriously.
But books are available. Some for initial reading, books are available in our college library also.
Yes,
Yeah, yeah.
that is there.
Now, if you want to do the MBA, what will be the actual process?
For doing a master's in business administration course, now MBA, that is in Mumbai University gives a degree which is called MMS, Masters in Management Studies, right? And there are only a few other universities in the country which give you a degree called Masters in Business Administration. So whether it is MMS or MBA, you will have to appear for an entrance examination, which is called CET, right? If you are getting very good marks in this examination, you will be able to get admission in the top ranking institutes in the city as well as the country. But if your marks are low, then you will go down as far as the ranking of the institutions are concerned. So CET is an answer. Then there are other alternative examinations called Management Aptitude Test, MAT, right? So these are the examinations which you will have to appear. Again, you will have to go through coaching to pass these examinations. It is not enough to sit at home and do your studies. That is not enough. You will have to go through specialized coaching to pass these examinations.
Sir, one more question. After MCOM, can we do business?
You can do business at any stage in your life. Why only MCOM? Even without education, you can do business. So business and education, practically there is no connect, but education will always sharpen you, right? You can become a farmer after doing your MCOM. There is no problem, absolutely no problem. But you should be able to employ all the knowledge that you have secured after your post-graduation in the farming industry, right? So business is not a problem.
Sir, one more question. After clear NET/SET exam, is it compulsory to do PhD to join the college or assistant?
It is not compulsory, but it is ideally in today's time, PhD has almost become compulsory in higher education. If
Okay.
not at the entry level, at a later level, it is there. You must have a PhD. Without PhD, you will not get promotions. So at the entry level, you
having
may have a post graduation, right?
net
Or net and set.
and set.
Hmm.
For promotion also, promotion only, you will have to complete your PhD. For
But I
associate
think, sir,
professor,
in future, a stage will come at the entry level itself. PhD may become compulsory in future,
in
because that has become now compulsory for
associate professor.
university, for the university.
For associate professorship, now it is compulsory.
Correct.
Because it started from 2021.
Correct.
Sir, we covered the doubts of the students, various doubts, and I hope students are satisfied. Now, we will start the vote of thanks session. Uh, Here, one question is there MBA or MMS? Which one is the best? Now, answer is there is no discrimination. Both are same. In MMS is equivalent to the MBA. MMS degree belonging to Mumbai University. Now, I would like to thanks all participants who come across from the states and those who are coming from various colleges, some professors, teachers from UG colleges, PG colleges, some students from various colleges, UG and PG. They come and they attend our participate in our seminar webinar and getting some interactions. It was a nice session, and I would like to thanks Principal B.P. Rokde. Sir has shared his experience, share his knowledge to improve and uplift the students' knowledge also. And I would like to thanks our key speaker, orator, Professor Krishnan Nandila sir. Sir has cleared the doubts regarding the private employment and the private sector employment, public sector employment. And I hope it will be helpful for your near future. So I declare this webinar is over. Sir, please, sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you
All the
very
best.
much.